Hello everybody out there in the virtual world. My name is Gary Casey and this is part of PBH Virtual Free Fringe. My show is called Strange Facts. So this is today's upload. So I hope you enjoy it. I have a set list down here to my left of strange facts and I'm going to go through them. So you'll see me darting down every so often, looking down to my left. It's not that I'm trying to feed or something, I'm just such a bad memory that I need to look at the list every so often just to make sure I don't miss stuff. So here we go. This one, I love this fact. NYPD had an officer follow Andre the Giant, a police officer follow Andre the Giant around so he wouldn't fall on anyone when he was drunk. So I can't believe that I'm actually getting quite old and a lot of people don't even know who Andre the Giant is. Let's just say he was one of the first big, massive wrestling stars back in the 1980s. He was in quite a few movies. He was a hulk of a man. He had hands the size of my head, bigger, massive hands. But anyways, imagine having to have someone follow him around just because he was drunk and he might fall on top of someone. I just think that's amazing. I can imagine myself in a bar and I look to my right and I see the man himself and I know who he is. Andre the Giant. My God, that's Andre the Giant. That's Andre the Giant. My God, I won't say anything now because I don't want to embarrass him or anything. Like, and he looks quite drunk. I've heard that he can drink 100 pints of beer in one day, 40 or 50 whiskies down the top of that. Looks a bit unsteady on his feet there, and what's that police officer doing over there? Anyways, I hope he's not going to arrest poor Andre. Andre's kind of starting to slip my direction. Anyways, he'll be all right. He's a big man. He can handle his drink. Andre the Giant. There's no way Andre the Giant would ever fall over with alcohol. Look at the size of his head. It's the size of let's say a donkey or a horse's head. Massive man. How did he ever lose to Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan, for everyone that doesn't know, is another famous wrestler who always fought Andre the Giant back in the 1980s. And for some reason, Andre had always hammered the shit out of him. And then at the very end, Hulk would be, out for the count almost, and all of a sudden, he'd starts shaking. No, I'm coming back. He just shake and look up at Andre, and Andre wouldn't punch him anymore. He'd just kind of look at him like a big dumb gazoot, and Hulk could come back. And actually makes me think that maybe wrestling is fake. Now that I look back at it, how did Hulk beat a man 4 times his size each and every time? It doesn't seem to. Anyways, let's go back to the story. The guy, I'm the guy looking over at Andre, and geez, I want to be. This Andre, he looks a little bit tipsy, but he should be able to hold his drink. He's starting to. Oh my! Oh, sorry! He's starting to. Oh, he's falling on top of me! Oh my God! Help me! Someone! Oh my God! He's so heavy! Oh fuck! Oh Jesus! Oh, help me, police officer! Get him off me! In that instance, the police officer wouldn't have done his job properly because he just crushed someone this big Andre the Giant. What a nightmare, huh? Whew, that was emotional. I felt every bone in my body crack there. It felt so real. Yeah, but fuck it, it was wrestling. It is wrestling. All this stuff with The Rock and all these modern wrestlers, is that fake? Oh my God, I'm a bit upset. Just figured that out in my mind, you know what I mean? And Hulk Hogan could never have beaten Andre the Giant every time. It just doesn't make any sense statistically. Like, that Andre lost every fight against Hulk Hogan. Oh God. I'm disillusioned now. I better move on to the next one, the next strange fact. Ancient Roman surgeons. Sorry, I'm a bit shook there just with the realization of the fake wrestling. Ancient Roman surgeons were trained to block out screams of pain. This is just a great strange fact. Back in the day, obviously there wasn't any medicine and stuff, and the Romans must have decided, rather than help the man on the ground who's screaming and stop the blood and all that, you train your surgeons to just block out the screams of pain in his head. We today I knew they probably spoke in Latin, but I'll do the Italian accent, just because they were Romans, Italians. We teach you how to block out the screams of pain when you hear all the people screaming on the battlefield, in the surgery. You don't want to be hearing that. You stress yourself out. I hope this is a good Italian accent. We stress yourself out with the pain. You've got to relax. We teach you some meditation, how to relax. Yeah, we get you the pasta afterwards, nice tomato pasta ketchup, all that stuff, and you just relax. But you don't want to be hearing the screams of pain of the surgeons. Someone puts up their hand at the back. Excuse me. See, that's the way you do an Italian accent. You do the old excuse me. There's always one word in each language that gets you into that language, you know what I mean? Excuse me. In Irish, it's sláinte. In Italian, it's excuse me. So anyways, excuse me. Yes, you at the back. What do you want? Well, maybe we should have helped. Maybe we should have helped the patients. Maybe stop a little pain. Maybe it's not about the surgeon. It's about the patient. Big roar of laughter around the room. The teacher, the professor. Help the patient. Help the goddamn patient. You crazy guy. You don't understand anything about patients and surgeons. You know nothing about medicine. Roman medicine. Help the patient. Get the rest of the college in here and we listen to this guy. You explain it. You explain it to me, the professor, trying to teach you to block out the screams of pain of the patient who's just been stabbed on the battlefield. Now I sound like a vampire. But anyways, you can just see the way that's going. People were ridiculed for ideas like help the patient. Never mind the surgeon. Never mind the doctor. It was all about the doctor and the surgeon not listening, not hearing the screams of pain. Imagine that these days, that was the way medicine had gone. That I go into a hospital after being hit by a bus, screaming in bits, arm up here, twisted, contorted little body on me, neck gone over the stroke. No, help me, fuck's sake, help me, someone! No, Mr. Casey, calm down. I can't hear a word of your pain. I just can't. I'm doing my Zen Buddhism here. Help me, for fuck's sake. There must be something better than this. It's the 20th century, it's the 21st century. Surely we can stop this pain. Another disillusioned patient. Mr. Casey, just relax. Oh, well, can I relax? My neck is broken, my back is broken. I'm in bits. Give me something for this pain. God damn it. We've got to the moon. There must be some sort of medicine for the pain. Patients are always like this when they're screaming with pain, and us doctors just have to. Anyways, thank God, Roman surgeons, it didn't get past the Roman era or whatever, the medieval era, and we do actually stop patients and their pain and suffering. Really, even though it'd be quite interesting if it was the old way and doctors were just trained to block out pain. My God. Iceland, country of Iceland. Another strange fact here. Iceland has an app. This is true. Developed by students. That kind of, apps that ping you if you're too close to someone. We all know about the app at the moment that pings you if you're too close to someone. Anyways, with the COVID and all that, I didn't think I'd mention that, but anyways, it's the real world, I suppose. Even in virtual world, the real world creeps in. Anyways, definitely creeps in with that disease. My God. Anyways, you get pinged in Iceland if you're on a date And it happens. You're dating this beautiful lady, but you do look at her and you go to yourself, she looks a little bit like my cousin. That's the problem with Iceland, 300,000 people, and if you go out with someone, there's a possibility that it's going to be a kind of a cousin. So this is a truth maybe the UN needs to deal with about Iceland, that they're all a little bit funny. We all love Iceland. I like Icelanders, but from now on, when I look at Icelanders, there's going to be a little thing in the back of our mind that says those people have an app developed by students who might have been dating each other and realised that way back, Mummy's side of the family is actually related to Daddy's side of the family, and you can't be having that. So, I don't know, probably have to allow a few of us willing Irish in to help out with the problem. Icelandic women and all that, and ladies, Icelandic men, big strong butch guys, but we don't want these people kind of going towards kind of too much of that, you know what I mean, just too much. I'm sure it's all fairly okay at the moment, but it must be getting a bit dodgy if there's an app after being developed that pings you if you're just about to go in for the kill in a nightclub and you realise the app is telling you second cousin, maybe first cousin, maybe possibly a long lost sister. Move away. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Don't upset too many people. Definitely not the Icelanders. They're very strong, butch, and don't want to go to Reykjavik. And somebody has seen this video, and that is the guy. Get him. He knows the secret of the app. It's Google. I learned the secret from Iceland. It's not my fault that the app exists. Anyways, this has gone a little bit dodgy, so don't talk about any more of this. So I'll just kill this one and look down to the left at the next one. The next strange fact. Sloths, S-L-O-T-H-S. We Irish can't pronounce T-H, so sloths, it should be sloths or something like that. Sloths, those animals that kind of move very slowly along the branches, actually are able to hold their breath longer than dolphins. So dolphins, sloths. Who decided that? The big man upstairs decided that a sloth can hold its breath longer than a dolphin. Anyways, I can imagine a discussion between two dolphins. Let's just say Flipper and Fungi. Flipper was a TV dolphin, so that's a very popular dolphin name, I'm sure. And Fungi is a very famous Irish dolphin. He was in a place called Dingle in the southwest of Ireland for the last 30 years. There's a statue of the dolphin. There was about 15 tourist boats going out to visit the dolphin. He was a very friendly dolphin. Was a very friendly dolphin. But for all that was done around the dolphin in that part of Ireland, Dingle, no genius down there realised that the dolphin might actually disappear one day or actually go to dolphin heaven. So now they've been kind of left high and dry because the dolphin actually disappeared last October. He might have just died, but the dolphin is gone. There is a statue of the dolphin there now, but there's about 15 tourist boats with no dolphin. They thought this was going to be, I don't know, an immortal dolphin. Anyways, that's Fungi for you. Fungi and Flipper. So imagine them having their little discussion. Hey! That sounds more like a kangaroo, but you know that the dolphins make that sort of sound. Hey, Fungi! Yeah, Flipper? I just found out that sloths, those stupid animals, Yeah, I know those stupid animals, the ones go along the trees, yeah. What about them? And by the way, I've just been chased by a shark, so I'm out of breath, you know what I mean? Just need a minute to, we have to go up to the surface because we're mammals and breeds, but with the shark coming after me, I couldn't get up there. I was down under the water trying to dodge this big shark, you know what I mean? I'm stressed, man. I know, you're going to be even more stressed when you hear this. What? Uh, sloths. Sloths actually can hold their breath longer than us. Sloths. That's just that's fucking brilliant, isn't it? It's just that makes my day. Some fucking hairy thing that just lives in a tree that doesn't need to hold its breath can just kind of go like this. I'm a sloth, I go along all day on my tree. Oh, I'll hold my breath. As a dolphin, that offends me. I've just been chased by a shark, and I learned that it's fucking slow. If do dolphins believe in God? If we believe in God, dolphin God, whatever, why did this creator make a sloth that could breathe longer than me, who has to escape sharks? I just don't understand it. I'm actually quite depressed now, and I'll just leave it at that. I have real tears for Fungi because he was such a part of Irish culture, and this whole dolphin episode has brought back to me the pain we all feel about the fact that we didn't realise that the dolphin would eventually. You know what I mean? It's like Santa Claus when you're a kid, and then you realise that he's not going to be around forever. But I just need a moment. Sorry, folks. Nothing got to do with the strange fact about the dolphins not being able to breathe as long as sloths. And it's not the sloths' fault either. They just can hold their breath quite a long time. A company turns the dead into coral. It's an Australian company. So I can imagine me turning up at work. G'day, Gary! We're going to turn the dead into coral today. Yeah, I know we do that every day. Yeah, I'm just an Aussie and I'm really happy about what I do. I'm an Aussie and I'm really happy about what I do. There's nothing fake about the Aussies, by the way. Anyways, I can imagine the dead, some sort of coral reef that you can visit, and you get to see the dead after they've been covered in the coral. Obviously, you don't want to see people as they were, the bodies, that wouldn't be right. But just in different positions, you know, the people agree to this, so maybe 4 aunties, they used to meet up for cups of tea, and there's a reef now where the 4 of them, after they passed, are having a cup of tea. Real art stuff, you know, beautiful coral fishies going in and out between these aunties as they're having their cups of tea. Just that's the kind of it's like just a canvas for nature. We've gone back to nature, and then maybe there might be an adult section where people are kind of sexy positions. You know what I mean? So you go in with your scuba diving gear, and you see a couple who loved each other so much that they're engaged in some sort of sexual act. That would be, I think, it'd work. You know, they're covered in coral anyway, so you don't really know the people. That's the way I imagine it. Instead, it's the people are really just turned into compost. You know, your ashes are turned into compost. It's a bit of a jip. It's not what I imagined. You know, the different sexual positions and the aunties having tea at a table. Just whole different scenarios, afterlife stuff. Canvas art. That's the way the coral reef should be. Instead, you're just minced up, composted. Yeah, it's a good idea, obviously, but it's not that exciting of a strange fact, really. So it gets its 40 seconds, and that's about it, really. Sorry. The Icelandic thing is still worrying me. It really is, that app. I hope those people get through this. You know, they need to let in they need immigration, really, don't they? It's really the way you can sort it out, Iceland. Uh, I will be coming to Reykjavik, and I hope that you have a nightclub where the ladies realise that I'm fresh blood. Anyways, uh, one more, I think, yeah. The Italians, we make it the pasta sauce. We're the best in the world. What's that? Jamie Oliver went to Italy and he was doing pasta sauces, but adding in lots of different stuff, and they just sneered at him when he, you know, pasta sauce should just be the tomatoes, obviously, and a bit of basil, and you know what I mean, simple food, you know, plain Italian classic recipes. And he was ridiculed for what he was trying to do with his London fusion stuff. And he actually got quite pissed off about it and went back to London with his tail between his legs. You know, he did a whole series over in Italy a few years ago, and they kind of sneered at him, you know, that Italian, yeah, mamma mia, you're doing that all along, yeah, you don't know what you're doing with the pasta sauce. Just simple ingredients, tomato and basil and a bit of salt. That's your pasta. Pasta made of wheat, combined, simple, classic. No, it's not simple, it's not classic, it's not classic at all. There were no tomatoes in Italy before the 16th century. Italians are frauds. Like their economy, it's all a big fraud. Again, this is comedy, so any Italians out there, don't get offended, alright? We Irish are frauds as well. Same thing, potato didn't come into Ireland until the 16th century. So we're all a fraud. The whole of Europe's a fraud. It was South America, had all the good stuff. India is a fraud. No chilies in India before the 16th century as well. Brought there by Portuguese. Chilies, potatoes, tomatoes, all from somewhere like Mexico, Peru, that area of the world. Italians, apologise to Jamie Oliver. He did nothing wrong. Your food is not classic. It's kind of late medieval, let's say. All you had before that was olives and dried fish, and we Irish had barley and oats. So I'm not just picking on Italy. Oh, you pick on Italy all the time. No, Ireland too. We're going about our potatoes and the love of the potatoes. We didn't even have them, and even India, spicy curries, all that didn't exist. There were no chilies. So the whole world is a fraud, apart from South America. They had all the good stuff, and we took it all. Took it all on them. I wouldn't blame Mexico, Peru, whoever, Ecuador, if they go to war in the future and they end up being the most powerful of all countries, and they come for us. They come to take back the potato and the tomato and the chili, because they deserve it. They deserve revenge. I don't blame them at all. Anyways, that's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. Just for a few seconds now, the PBH Free Fringe logo is going to bounce around the screen. I have to thank PBH for allowing me to rant and rave here for the last 24 minutes. Hope you've enjoyed this series of strange facts. And I apologise to Iceland, Italy, India, Ireland, and anyone in Dingle who's still offended because of the dolphin. They're very sensitive down there. Kerry people are very sensitive. So thank you very much. See you again. Just allowing the thing to bounce around. Bye for now.